All right, welcome everyone to tonight's meeting, December 12th, special meeting of the City Council. I'd like to remind everyone that if you're planning to speak on anything on or off the agenda, to please fill out a speaker card and hand it to our city clerk. All right, with that, I'd like to open the meeting, call it to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Council Member Lerone Munoz. Well, I can still say that.
Please stand, place your hand over your heart, and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, remain standing, please. And we have an invocation by Pastor Malcolm McPhail of New Hope.
Good evening, City Council members, and congratulations on the recently voted City Council members coming on, as well as Leroy, thank you for your service for all of these years. I read a quote recently that might help us all as we serve our community. It was quoted by the Archbishop of Canterbury at Queen Elizabeth II's recent funeral. "Those who serve will be forever remembered. Those who cling to power and privilege will long be forgotten." I think one of the greatest aspirations we can aspire to is to be servants. That true honor is when we walk into a room looking for a way to serve someone. The title of public servants is not taken lightly. We refer to our council members, mayors, often as public servants, presidents, governors. We refer to police officers as public servants, firefighters, public servants. Each of those are highly respected offices that deserve honor, and it is built around that whole idea of service to our fellow man. And so may I encourage you to pursue service, pursue serving others ahead of ourselves, ahead of yourself. And I believe that that will bring forth not only honor in your life from others and build a legacy, much like Queen Elizabeth, 70 years in office. And it will bring great honor to your life, and it will bring great blessing to our community. With that, let me pray for you. Thank you. Dear Lord, we stop and bow for just a moment and say thank you for the privilege of being a public servant. I pray for those that are being sworn in tonight and accepting the position and the office you've positioned them in. I also say thank you for those who have served in the case of Leroy these last several years. And I ask, God, that you would bless this city, bless our council, bless our mayor, give each of them wisdom and guidance as they lay out the pathway and for the success of our city. Lord, we pray for our first responders. Watch over them, bring them safely home at the end of their watch, both fire and police. And we trust you to protect our city and to guide us in your hand. We say those things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
All right, City Clerk's report on posting the agenda and roll call.
Yes, Madam Mayor. The agenda was posted on Friday, December 9th at 10 a.m. Councilmember Almadares?
Here.
Councilmember Bracco?
Here.
Councilmember Hilton?
Here.
Councilmember Leroy Munoz?
Present.
Councilmember Marks?
Here.
Councilmember Tabat?
Here.
And Mayor Blankley.
Here. All right, under orders of the day, we have none. Under employee introductions, we have none. Proclamations, awards, and presentations. We do have a proclamation for Gilroy Chamber of Commerce President, CEO, soon to be former, Mark Turner. If you could please meet me at the podium. I'm going to read this and then I'll do the handshakes. Yeah, okay. Whereas Mark Turner has well served the Gilroy community for over 9 years as the president and CEO of the Gilroy Chamber of Commerce. And whereas Mark has made significant contributions to Gilroy in the areas of government, business relations, economic development, and philanthropy, all of which has improved the quality of life for the Gilroy community. And whereas Mark is retiring from the position of Gilroy Chamber of Commerce president and CEO, with the sincere gratitude and appreciation of the Gilroy City Council for his years of dedicated service to our fine city. And whereas Mark has left a legacy of community service, professionalism, dedication, and service to our fine city in the spirit of collaboration. Now, therefore, I, Marie Blankley, Mayor of the City of Gilroy, and on behalf of the entire City Council and all of the citizens and employees of Gilroy, join in thanking Mark Turner for his commitment to his community and wish him well in his future endeavors. Sir? Take your leave if you like, or look at the camera, whatever you want to do.
Well, thank you, Mayor and City Council members and staff. Thank you so much. And to community members, to my board of directors, and to my staff who are here, I want to thank you for the wonderful 10 years that I've had to serve this community. And while I may not be serving this community in my current capacity as CEO, in my new role as Mayor of Morgan Hill, I look forward to collaborating on regional efforts and working with all of you in the future as well. And I would like to say, for each one of you on the dais here, I've enjoyed working with every one of you over these last 10 years and look forward to continuing to work with you on future issues for our region. Thank you.
All right, we also have a retirement proclamation. She's not here, though, so I'm just going to mention for Gilroy Police Department Records Technician Virginia Hernandez and her 20 years of service to the city of Gilroy. Okay, item 3, presentations to the council. This is public comment by members of the public on items not on the agenda, but within the subject matter jurisdiction of the city council. Do we have any speakers?
Yes, Madam Mayor, we have one speaker card, and that's Ron Kirkish.
Right.
Good evening, Mayor and Speaker, and thankfully I got a chance to say thank you to our going away city council person, Peter Leroy Munoz. We go back a little bit. Over the years, he invited me to a special function. It was the All Cities meeting when I learned, it was about a couple months after Proposition 47 when we learned how quickly every city started having problems with crime. And then we attended some meetings together at the youth crime meetings. And his input, as well as Dion's input, was valuable, very valuable for the help of our city. And for those reasons, I'm very, very sorry to see you leave. I really am. But I am happy that you're being replaced by a very good quality candidate, Tom Klein. Thank you so much. Peter, I'm going to miss you, but I'll be watching you.
Okay, closing public comment. All right, reports of council members. Councilmember Bracco.
Nothing to report.
Councilmember Armendariz. No report. Councilmember Marks.
No report.
Councilmember Hilton.
From Silicon Valley Clean Energy, the Board of Directors approved the execution of an agreement with Optuni Incorporated to provide fleet electrification technical assistance for approximately 5 member agencies, fleets, and 5 private fleets. The program, layered with local and federal incentives, will provide fleet managers with a range of tools in preparation for the California Air Resources Board, Clean Fleet Regulations, and 2024 Target Clean Vehicle Procurement Standards. And next year, Silicon Valley Clean Energy will award $20,000 in scholarships through the 2023 Empower SV Short Film Competition. The annual scholarship competition will engage high school students in the SBCE mission and exploration of local solutions to climate change. This competition will not only introduce students to concepts such as clean energy technologies and real-world climate solutions, but will also allow SBCE to uplift community strengths, interests, and concerns in clean energy and climate change. SBCE's October 2022 strategic plan is available in digital format on the SBCE's website. And lastly, I'd like to say a special hello to Caden Lopez and his classmates who are 3rd graders at Rucker Elementary. His class made a visit here to the council chambers last week. Caden is a family friend and got to sit in my seat here as they played out a mock council meeting. And lastly, I just want to wish everyone a happy holidays. Thanks.
Councilmember Tovar.
No report, Mayor.
Councilmember LaRomagnosi.
No report, Madam Mayor.
Okay, my report is on BTA Policy Advisory Committee. Just want to let the council know that committee continues to address potential use of BTA-owned properties for housing throughout the county. No decisions to be made. They're just working on what they want to present to the board. Yes, Rutgers School was in here. I was part of the visit. There were 2 groups of 3rd graders that came through, and I got to say, they picked a pretty darn good candidate to be the mayor. 2 sitting here, they had a script that they were pretending to be council members, and it was the cutest thing. We got pictures, and very, very enjoyable. Lastly, I want to announce that the YMCA's holiday toy drive is in full swing, and that's thanks to their partners, the Gilroy Chamber of Commerce, the Neon Exchange, Mount Madonna YMCA, and After Hours Rotary Club. And then, of course, all the people who've donated toys and the volunteers that help make it happen. So today, tomorrow, and Wednesday at the Neon Exchange is when the toys are all getting selected. All right, that is my report. On to item 5, council correspondence. We have the city council member meeting attendance record for the quarter. That's in the packets. And item 6 is future council-initiated agenda items. Are there any? All right, seeing none, we move on to the consent calendar. Is there anyone who wishes to remove an item from consent? Okay, do we have any public comment?
No, Madam Mayor.
All right, closing public comment.
I'll move approval.
All right, we have a motion to approve the consent calendar, seconded by Councilmember Bracco. Roll call vote.
Councilmember Almadetis?
Yes.
Councilmember Bracco?
Yes.
Councilmember Hilton?
Aye.
Councilmember Leader Munoz?
Yes.
Councilmember Marks?
Yes.
Councilmember Tovar?
Yes.
And Mayor Blankley.
Yes, all right, that passed unanimously. 8.1, ceremonial items. Acceptance of the official canvass of the November 8th, 2022 municipal election results. And that will be City Clerk Ty Pham giving us that report.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Ty Pham, City Clerk of City of Gilroy. The item presented to you is a resolution accepting the certification of the November 8th, 2022 general election results. During the general election, we had 6 candidates running for 3 seats with a term expiring December 2026, with 2 being incumbents, Carol Marks and Dion Bracco. In addition, a charter amendment ballot measure known as the ballot measure D was presented to the voters of Gilroy. The certification of the November 8th general election from the Santa Clara County Registrar of Voters was received on December 8th, 2022. The results of the Gilroy City Council seats were the following. Tom Klein, Carol Marks, and Dion Bracco received the top 3 votes, and the voters of the Gilroy voted for the charter amendment ballot measure D. Council will now need to adopt a resolution accepting the certification of the November 8th, 2022 election results, declare elected Dion Bracco, Tom Klein, and Carol Marks to the Gilroy City Council for a full term of 4 years each, and declare Measure D ratified and order the city clerk to file the amendment and cause it to be recorded pursuant to Government Code 34460.
Okay, thank you. Can that be done in one motion then?
I believe so.
Okay, all right, then, unless there's any discussion, wait, public comment? Hang on, is there any public comment on this?
I received no speaker cards on this item, Madam
Okay,
Mayor.
closing public comment, so yes.
Move
looking
for approval.
Okay, that's a motion to approve then the certification of the November 8th, 2022 election results, which includes the 3 council members and Measure D. All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, seconded by Councilmember LaRomagnosi. Roll call vote.
Councilmember Almadetis?
Yes.
Councilmember Bracco?
Yes.
Councilmember Hilton?
Aye.
Councilmember Leader Munoz?
Yes.
Councilmember Marks?
Yes.
Councilmember Tovar?
Yes.
And Mayor Blankley.
Yes, and that passed unanimously. 8.2, presentation of plaque to outgoing council member LaRomagnosi. Okay, I'm going to walk over to his seat there on the dais and present this plaque. All right, sir. First. Okay, we're doing this from the dais because it's his last time here on the dais. In recognition of Peter LaRomagnosi for 12 years of dedicated leadership and service to the city of Gilroy as city council member from December 2010 through December 2022. It's a lot of years of service. And you are welcome to give any remarks you want. That gift is not a Christmas gift. That is a thank you, thank you, thank you gift.
Well, I appreciate
Okay,
it.
all
Thank
right.
you so much. And Mayor, I will avail myself of the opportunity to say a few words. 12 years.
Yeah.
That is a long time. 12 years ago this month, I sat in this chair for the first time after the first election. And I remember saying in my opening remarks, right when I took this chair, that soon Council Member-elect Klein is going to be giving his remarks. And I remember saying that I'm taking this position in trust. And I mean that in that I take the role in a temporary fashion. I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to run with the baton for a distance, and at some point, I'm going to pass it on to somebody else. And that's exactly what's happening tonight. And, you know, before that baton leaves my hands, just a few final remarks from me. You know, as I think back on all of the time, the decisions, the challenges that we faced as a city, yeah, I think about something else that I shared in that very first set of remarks that I made, is I said I was going to take each decision on a case-by-case basis. And that's what I've tried to do over the last 12 years. I try to take each issue one by one, not to prejudge it, not to, you know, come in with too strong a set of biases, though everyone, including myself, we all have those. And I know that at some point, I have disappointed every single person on the dais or in this room with one of my votes. But I promise you, I can say with 100% certainty that, like all of us up here, I was always motivated by trying to do best by the city. Sometimes I know that I didn't do that, but the effort and the desire was always there. And that was always been my guiding principle serving in the 12 years. I'm proud of the work with all of my colleagues that you see up here and others who are now long gone. Proud of the work, the achievements, the balanced budgets, the hiring of city staff, allocating resources, working to keep ourselves safe, working to bring business and economic opportunity to our city. That takes real work. And I couldn't be prouder of the people who have shared in helping me lift that over the years. I'm also proud of our city standing in the region. One of my favorite things has been serving on regional boards and commissions on behalf of the city of Gilroy. I've been a representative on the Valley Water District Commission, the Silicon Valley Regional Interoperability Authority, the Mobility Partnership with the mayor and others, and of course the Cities Association for Santa Clara County. And I've always been proud to represent us at those regional meetings and to carry our banner into that arena. And I think over the years, that's something that I will always cherish, being so proud to do that on behalf of all of you. I've also been proud of our city staff, where they have probably the toughest job in this room, because we get to sit up here and pontificate. We get to say things, and you know, we get to listen to you, and we get to respond in the moment. And they have to take all of that information and try to make sense of it and say, how do we make that work such that we can have a functioning city? And they do a tremendous job. And I don't think they get enough credit, city staff. I've always been proud of the work that you have, that you've done for us. And I could not be prouder of our community as a whole. The last several years, as we all know all too well, has been a challenging set of years. Whether it's through COVID, whether it's through the Garlic Festival tragedy, we were tested. We were tested. And I think we are now stronger as a result. We are tighter as a result of going through some of those difficulties. And I'll tell you, I was thinking about this speech. I've been thinking about this for a couple of months now. And I can honestly say, as I've looked back, I've never been more proud of our city than after the Garlic Festival tragedy and how we all came together.
We all felt it, and we all came together as one. That is the lasting moment that I'm going to take away from my time in service. But my time in service is now just about at an end. To our newly elected council member, if you might indulge just a few pieces of advice. I always hope that you remember to keep Gilroy in your heart and as the center for all the decisions. And again, we may not always agree, but I think using that as your guide star will always be the best thing that you can have when you make those decisions. To our fellow members up here on the dais, respect. We may disagree with each other, and that's perfectly fine. It is okay to disagree. As mentioned, there are a lot of people in this room who have disagreed with me in the past, and that's okay. I don't take it personally. I'm pretty thick-skinned. But something I am so proud of, too, is over the years, people who initially we disagreed, we found ways to work together on the areas where we did have consensus. And some of those people with whom I've disagreed, I actually now count as friends. So that has been a tremendous experience for me, and I encourage our council to continue to work towards that respect. And Gilroy, your best days are ahead. You have a strong leader in Mayor Blankley. You have wonderful council members here, a newly elected council member who brings a ton of experience and wisdom. You have that leadership in place. You have that community togetherness. You have all of the resources in place. We're going to do this. We are really standing at the edge of something special here. So I know it can be challenging at times. I know it's hard to believe, but trust me, our better days are ahead. So thank you. As I close my remarks, thank you again to my colleagues, to the voters, to city staff, and a very special thank you to my family, and in particular my wife, because without strong family to support you, none of us could do what we do. And I can honestly say that truly this has been the professional honor of my career, representing all of us. So thank you for that opportunity. Thank you all.
Thank you, Peter. Okay, so the next item on the agenda is to adjourn Sine Die, which just means we're pausing for a second, and we'll let Councilmember LaRoe Munoz take his final walk off the dais.
Mayor, before we do that, would it be okay if any of us have any comments?
Oh boy.
Okay, yes.
Yes?
Go ahead.
Can't? Okay, well,
No, we can. I want to make sure everybody then has that opportunity.
Yeah, no, of
okay.
course, yeah. Well,
Go ahead.
okay. Well, Peter, I've had the honor of sitting next to you for 6 years, and I've been in public office 20 years now, and you've made it fun for me. And you truly, truly define when we work together, we're better together, and you and I, we've agreed on a lot, but we've disagreed on things as well, but we always had the opportunity to talk about it and, say, hey, let's figure this out. Let's find a project to work on together. And I appreciate the many, many years of wisdom that you've shared with me. Your friendship obviously means more to me than anything. And I'm going to miss you. I'm proud of you, and I'm wishing you the best in life. So thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Anyone else? Yes, Councilmember Bracco.
Peter, I've had the privilege of serving 12 years with you.
12 years.
And you've always been the voice of reason in the room and brought our council together in difficult times when we had difficult decisions to make. And I just want to say I have nothing but the utmost respect for you. You're a true man of honor. And I'm glad that another man of honor is going to take your seat. So thank you and good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Well, then I'm going to go too, because a lot of this I said in the card that's in there, but he's been like a right hand to me. And for me, it's only been five years with Peter. This is my second, though, as mayor, and I don't think I've leaned on you as hard as I have in this last year, mostly for his way of wording things. Did you hear all that? You know, he just has a way of wording things that is difficult for my direct and my ways that are just more getting to the point instead of really having that way that makes people feel better about how you're trying to say the same thing, but just how you say it. So it's been, I've really used him a lot, and what I've asked is you better remember to tell me if you change your number. Okay, so that I can always reach you because I still plan to be calling.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, all right. Well, once again, thank you, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so this is where we are adjourning Sine Die, which is just long enough for Councilmember Lerone Munoz to go ahead and depart, and for newly elected Councilmember Tom Klein to come on up.
Right, great. Okay, I will, Tom, I'll try and carry all this and make this quick.
Okay, and then from here, what's going to happen is our city clerk will be swearing in Councilmember Klein, Councilmember Marks, and Councilmember Bracco before we continue.
I am seen to be missing Councilmember Bracco here.
Oh, where did he go?
Where'd he go?
Okay.
I think he just took a quick break.
Okay. Have someone go in the men's restroom and get him out. But that's not him, yeah. It's not, yeah.
We should close the door.
There he is. We're waiting for you to swear you in. Oh, no. All right.
For the newly council member-elect, please stand up. So please raise your right hand and repeat after me. And also, if I say state your name, please state your name, not state your name.
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to be harder than it looks. I state your name.
I, Tom Bracco,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully discharge the duties
and faithfully discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
Okay. So with that, we have incoming council members' remarks. If any of the three of you would
Madam
like-
Mayor, we do need to do roll call.
Oh, sorry. Roll call.
Councilmember Almendarez,
Here.
Councilmember Bracco,
Here.
Councilmember Klein,
Here.
Councilmember Hilton,
Here.
Councilmember Marks,
Here.
Councilmember Tovar,
Here.
and Mayor Blankley.
Here. Okay, now, incoming council member remarks. If any of the three of you would like to say anything?
I just want to thank the community of Gilroy and the voters for electing me again. And I promise to do my best to represent everyone in the city and listen to everyone. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, shall I go?
Yes.
I too would also like to thank all the citizens in Gilroy who voted for me. And we have a lot of work ahead of us in the 4 years. And I know that this council will work to make the best decisions possible for everyone and listen to everyone. Thank you.
All right. And Councilmember Klein.
Well, I'm humbled at this moment. I just really am. After hearing Councilmember Peter Larome Munoz's words and challenge to me, and just his words that he spoke, and I thought to myself, man, I'm even more humbled. I gotta follow up with that. Wow, and a class act, and I'm really proud of him and the service that he's led by. I want to thank my wife, who's my biggest supporter. I'm so grateful for her. And again, for the constituents who have supported me, I appreciate all your support through this time. And for my constituents who didn't necessarily support me, I look forward to getting your support as I work hard over these next 4 years. And to my fellow council members, I appreciate all of you. I will make this promise to you. I will work hard with you for the purposes of Gilroy. Gilroy is a great community. We have so much to look forward to, and I'm excited to be up here. And so anyway, again, I thank you for tonight, and here we go.
All right. Thank you all. Congratulations. Okay. So now we will recess for refreshments for outgoing and incoming council members. We're going to try to do this in 15 minutes. So the cake is outside, out in the lobby there. So if we could please all do our best to be here close to 6:45, 6:46, and we'll get started with the rest of the meeting. All right? Thank you. Okay, we're getting ready to start again as soon as we get all council members seated. Okay, I think we're all here. Yeah, I know. No, you're fine. We're all here. Okay. We are coming back to business here. Item 9, introduction of new business. Selection of Mayor Pro Tem following the November 8th, 2022 general election. Ty?
Good evening, Mayor and council members. The item presented to you is for council to select a Mayor Pro Tempore following the election of November 8th, 2022. With the departure of Mayor Pro Tempore Leroy Munoz, it is now appropriate for council to elect a new Mayor Pro Tem for calendar year 23. Section 502 of the charter states that the first meeting of the council following this election or appointment of members to the council shall elect one of its members as Mayor Pro Tempore, who shall act as mayor during the absence or ability of the mayor to act. At this time, Mayor Blankley recommends that Councilmember Dion Bracco be selected as Mayor Pro Tempore for calendar year 2023.
Yes. Are there any comments before I go to public comment? All right. Do we have any members of the public who want to speak on this item?
No, Madam Mayor, I did not receive any speaker cards.
Okay. Closing public comment, and then I would like to make a motion that we appoint Councilmember Bracco as the Mayor Pro Tem for 2023. I need a second, though.
I'll second.
Okay. Okay. Seconded by Councilmember Armendariz. And is this a roll call vote or not?
At this moment, because of the fact that we switched to a
Roll
news,
call.
we'll do roll call.
Okay.
Councilmember Armendariz?
Yes.
Councilmember Bracco?
Yes.
Councilmember Klein?
Yes.
Councilmember Hilton?
Aye.
Councilmember Marks?
Yes.
Councilmember Tavat?
Yes.
And Mayor Blankley.
Yes. Thank you all. That passed unanimously. All right, item 9.2, adoption of a resolution approving a budget amendment in fiscal year 22-23, adding $265,801 from the Office of the District Attorney to the Police Grants Fund for the South County Youth Task Force. Chief Espinoza.
Madam Mayor, council members of the community, for the next two items, 9.2 and 9.3, I'm going to have Sandra Cruz, the coordinator for the Youth Task Force, to come up and give a verbal presentation. Before I do that, and if it pleases the dais, Madam Mayor, on January 23rd, we're going to return and provide a in-depth presentation on the strategic goals that the task force recently adopted during the last policy team meeting. And the task force has been in existence for over 10 years, and they've done a lot of great work here in South County region to include establishing the charter and the policy technical teams in all the respective working communities. The next strategic plan is for the following 3 years, 2023 to 2026. And really, the recent program that has been implemented that we're extremely proud of is the Restorative Justice Diversion Program that provides services and helps keep kids that made some bad decisions away from the juvenile justice system. So these funding opportunities are, in essence, earmarked to enhance and promote and expand these types of programs. So I'll invite Sandra Cruz to come up here, and we will be back on the 23rd with more information.
Okay. See, I'm shorter, so let me do this. Good evening, Mayor Blankley and members of City Council. Like Chief Espinosa shared, my name is Sandra Cruz, and I currently serve as the South County Task Force Coordinator for the City of Gilroy. And I'm here tonight to share more information about this resolution to accept the additional funds from District Attorney's Office for South County Task Force direct services that support youth throughout the South County. The South County Youth Task Force is a regional collaboration of local governments, school districts, community and faith-based agencies, community members, and law enforcement agencies in South Santa Clara County who are committed to serving youth, uplifting our youth, who are committed to serving, supporting, and uplifting our youth so they have the opportunity to thrive. As CYTF strives to fulfill the collaborative's mission and vision, which is the following. The mission is to promote a safe and nurturing community that creates and ensures sustainable access to opportunities, resources, and services for the South County youth and their families, while empowering their voice and supporting their growth and success. The vision is a community that is safe and free of youth violence, where young people are strong, thriving, and connected to their families, schools, and neighborhoods. These funds are coming to the City of Gilroy, the SCYTF, due to advocacy that was done to the county to help bring back services that ended under the CalVIP grant, the California Violence Intervention and Prevention Grant, back in 2020, known as CalVIP. CalVIP brought $250,000 per year for 2 years in South County, but unfortunately the city did not qualify to be able to reapply for the state grant due to not meeting the criteria of the state of being a city that is disproportionately impacted by violence based on homicides per calendar year. The SCYTF, however, continues to seek funding that will bring more services and programs to the South County youth, as it has since 2012. The $265,000 will be used to subcontract with local community-based agencies to provide direct services that are evidence-based and are promising in the community, such as youth case management, youth outreach and engagement activities, our late-night gym programs, El Joven Noble Chinachli youth programs, youth intervention and crisis response services, culture and character development programs, restorative justice circles, and other programs and services identified per our strategic plan that will be covering 2023 to 2026. The city will use existing procurement process to subcontract with agencies to bring these services to South County. Thank you, and I'm here to answer any questions that you may have at this point.
Thank you, Sandra. Just clarification, are you speaking to item 9.2 and 9.3 together, or are you going to speak separately to 9.3?
I will speak separately on the other item.
Very good. So let's stick with 9.2. Council members, any questions of Sandra? Okay, public comment. Anybody from the public?
No speaker cards, Madam Mayor.
Okay, closing public comment. Then looking for a motion to adopt a resolution approving a budget amendment to adding this $265,000.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved by Councilmember Armendariz and seconded by Councilmember Tovar.
Councilmember Almaderis?
Yes.
Councilmember Bracco? Councilmember Klein?
Yes.
Councilmember Hilton?
Aye.
Councilmember Marks?
Yes.
Councilmember Tovar?
Yes.
And Mayor Blankley.
Yes, and that passes unanimously. All right, 9.3 is acceptance of the 2022 Title II California Board of State and Community Corrections 3-year grant award in the amount of $1,049,952 to support delinquency prevention and juvenile justice system improvement, and adopt a resolution amending the fiscal year 2023 operating budget by $349,984. Go ahead.
Thank you. Again, in SCYT's effort to seek additional funding to bring to South County, for our strategic plan, we submitted the Title II grant on August 12, 2022 for $1,049,952 as a collaborative application along with entities of the South County Youth Task Force to fund the South County Restorative Justice Youth Diversion Program. In early 2021, through a collective process, the SCYTF collected input, ideas, and data from different community stakeholders to shape what is now considered the only restorative justice diversion program in Santa Clara County. Based on restorative justice framework, this program operates through a trauma-informed lens that seeks to address root causes of harmful behavior through voice, along with locally impacted community, will create needed and cultivate positive opportunities and pathways for youth. A small pilot of the youth restorative justice is currently in place, but this grant will help expand the number of families served and the number of youth served, and expand referring agencies' capacity and offer necessary trainings throughout South County. Most of the funds will go directly to community-based agencies to provide these essential services directly to youth. This will bring an additional $349,984 to the South County Youth Task Force, to the City of Gilroy for the next 3 years. And I'm here to request that you accept this resolution in order to accept these funds and be able to start the contracting process with the state for these funds to come to the city as of January 1st of 2023. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any questions, council members? All right, public comment?
No speaker cards, Madam Mayor.
Okay, closing public comment. And so what I'm looking for here then is a motion that authorizes acceptance of this 3-year grant and adopt a resolution. Can I do the same or separate?
I think we can do the same. It's adopting 2 resolutions plus accepting the 3 items on the agenda.
Second.
Okay, the motion was made by Councilmember Bracco, and who said it first?
We both did. Go
Okay,
ahead.
Councilmember Marks seconded the motion. Roll call vote for all 3.
Councilmember Amadeus?
Yes.
Councilmember Bracco? Councilmember Klein?
Yes.
Councilmember Hilton?
Aye.
Councilmember Marks?
Yes.
Councilmember Tovar?
Yes.
And Mayor Blankley.
Yes, and that also passes unanimously. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Yay, yes. Okay, item 10.1, and it's just about 7 o'clock. That's not too bad. Interviews for open seats on boards, commissions, and committees with future appointment at our next meeting on January 9th. Ty, do you have a report to give, or should I just go on?
Just go ahead, Madam Mayor.
Okay.
No report here.
Okay, so the way I'm going to do this is we have, as you all know, several openings, some of which are partial terms, some of which are full terms. I'm going to start with the Youth Commission just so that any youth that are here can go. They don't have to stay through the rest. So what I'd like to ask is for all of the Youth Commission applicants to come and sit in the seats here, the front seats that are here in this front row, and we can just we'll ask the same question of all of you. Is there only one here? Near 2? Would you mind? Yeah, just so we're all looking at the same place. Is anyone else here for Youth Commission? We have 5 applicants. Okay, so 2 people present. Okay, then I'm going to start with a general question that I'm going to ask everybody who's applying for the commissions, and then we'll see if council has anything else they'd want to do. And that's really going to be about why you want to serve on this commission. Because we have your applications, by the way. So everybody has read and knows what you put in your application. Absolutely, we're going to get their names. Yeah, yeah. But the question is going to be, why do you want to serve on this commission, and how will you commit to the position? Because that is also something we're trying to work with. So I'll start with on the left. If you could introduce yourself. Actually, you might need to go to I guess you'll have to go to the microphone. Thank you. Sorry to think about this. And just tell us who you are, and just, if you would, just spend 1 or 2 minutes just letting us know why you want to serve on this commission and how you'll commit to it.
Okay, hi, I'm Melanie Reynolds. I'm a junior at Christopher High School, and I want to serve on this commission because I have personally seen and felt the effects that personal actions can make on a community. And I've seen it myself in joining student government at my school, and I'm now a commissioner for 2 committees. That would be the Communications Committee and Student Store. And if I may share a story about what kind of sparked me to get into that. I was having, about almost a year ago actually, I was having a really terrible day at school, and I came into class and I kind of thought, I'm just going to get through this and go to lunch and I'll like kind of check out for the day. And I actually came in and I noticed these little clothespins around the room, and it turned out that our student government had made these clothespins that kind of just had sweet messages on them. And I sat down at my seat and someone pinned one on my clothes, and it said something about like, you're doing your best. And it was kind of cheesy, and I read it, but it sparked a feeling in me that just made me feel very warm and very loved. And I thought, this is what I want to do for others. So instead of just going and resting at lunch, I went to the office and I picked up an application for ASB, and I'm now a commissioner in that. And that's kind of what sparked me to try to make a difference on an even larger scale. I joined the teen advisory board at the library, and one of my friends actually told me about this and said that there were applications. So I thought I had to at least try, because it's something I've grown to be very passionate about. And in terms of commitment, I pride myself in being very driven. If I set myself to a goal, it's gonna get done no matter what. And considering it's something I'm passionate about, I want to do my very best in helping my community and helping teens just like myself who may have a harder time feeling accepted or welcome. And yeah, building a sense of community is very important to me. So I will definitely be devoted to this position.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Councilman, is there anybody who has a particular, okay, great. All right, thank you. And our next applicant, if you two could introduce yourself, and same question if you'd like me to repeat it, or you can just speak.
Hi, my name is Jamie Nguyen, and I'm a freshman at the Gilroy Early College Academy, also known as GECA. And a little bit about myself, I actually moved here from San Jose around a year ago, but this is my first year in person because of quarantine. And moving to Gilroy and starting school here was one of the hardest things I've ever really experienced. And it was a really rough patch for me towards the beginning of the year. And one thing that really helped me was being in leadership. So towards the beginning of the year, I put in an application and I ran for the president of freshman year, and I got elected, and that was one of the things that helped me so much. And I worked for my peers. I made it so the community was welcoming to them, like how I wanted it to be. And throughout that, I really found a passion through that. And I've had my own personal experience with meetings like these, running the meetings as president, and I've just found so much passion in really serving for my students, for my peers. And I think that I will commit to this position just like how I commit to my role in ASB. I will put myself forward and, like I said, serve and really carry the voice of the youth throughout my voice and represent them throughout myself.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, council? Thank you. Yeah, that's great. With only 2 of you here, if either one of you has anything else you would like the council to know, you're welcome to come back to the podium and say something. Otherwise, thank you for being here. Is there something else you wish to say that you didn't have time to say? I'm not asking you to. I'm just giving you the opportunity. I think you're both fabulous. We're so lucky that we get, when it comes to Youth Commission, we really are just the enthusiasm that comes from our youth doesn't waver. It's the other commissions, the adults, where we have to work a little harder. So thank you both for being here. Go ahead and get back and study.
Mayor?
Yeah.
Could our second speaker say her name again?
It was Jamie Nguyen.
Okay, it was. All right.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure because we have 2 with the same last name.
Yeah,
All
no,
right,
it was
thank you.
Jamie. I got it. Melanie Reynolds.
Great job, ladies. Great job.
Okay. Thank you both. Go home and study. Okay, so we'll take Arts and Culture Commission next. So if you're an applicant for the Arts and Culture Commission, would you please come and sit in the front row? I believe we have 5 for Arts and Culture. And again, I'm prefacing, we've been working very hard to attract applicants with genuine interest, in our commissions and who are able to commit to their full term. As you can see, we've got so many partial terms still trying to fill. So again, we're going to start with the question of why do you want to serve on this commission and how will you commit to the position? So I'll just start on my left and go down. If you could please come to the podium, introduce yourself, and answer that question.
Okay, good evening, Mayor Blankley and City Council. My name is Joseph Robinson, and I am a recent candidate for City Council. I want to congratulate Dion Bracco, Carol Marks, and Tom Klein on winning. And, following that, I still have an interest in city government and being involved in city government. I've been meeting with the Gilroy Arts Roundtable. And I want to take, I'm really interested in just how what the ecosystem is like with the arts in Gilroy and what it takes to really put it together and what role the city really has, what assets it has and how it can partner with organizations within town to create a kind of an ecosystem that becomes unavoidable, inescapable when you come to Gilroy, because I think that the arts are what lend Gilroy its specificity of place. It's the people who live here creating culture here in our own city. And so that's why I would like to join, just to make sure that everything is going well, to learn about how the city interacts with the community culturally. Thank you.
Okay, next.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and council members. What I seen, I'm a former also candidate. Ronald Robinson Jr. is my name. Congratulations to Councilmember Bracco, Councilmember Marks, and Councilmember Klein. When I seen the opportunity to be able to apply for this position that the city of government was looking for, I thought this was a great opportunity for myself to be able to apply, since I love to being a part of community and being a member of community and being active. What really got me into it is attending events like the Chalk Festival and the Christmas tree lighting, which I got the tail end of it. It was a little wet out there, so we got to see it and be a part of it. Community events at like San Ysidro Park, and just being out there. I'm not a part of any group that are running it, but I would just like to attend and be a part of. What really got me and inspired me was the Dolores Huerta event we had at the Wheeler Center when we were there. That really pushed my interest to be able to try to help and be a part of and try to provide an opportunity. How I would be committed, I have plenty of time in my hand. I have a pretty easy work schedule, but I just look to really be involved and be active. Raising a child here, so I want her to have a sense of community. My family's been here for generations too as well, so I would just like to contribute the best way I can, offer any kind of help I can to make sure we push the arts and culture of this community when you're thinking about capturing the soul of the community and its people. So that's really why I applied, and I would love to be a part of this if selected. So thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay.
All right, hello, Madam Mayor and City Council. This is the first time I step into this building, so it's a little bit of a learning of what things are like. First, I want to mention great move on the updated font on the names. Very, very good. A sans serif font is always better to read from afar, so great job on that.
Can you tell us your name?
Yes, sorry. My name is Ruben Dario Villa. And I am applying for the Arts and Culture Commission for many reasons. One is because I feel like a real life stake in the arts and culture here in Gilroy. I'm a parent to two children, 6 and 4. My daughter is part of Manos, who is a group organization here in town that does folklorico and arts activations here in town. They were awarded the grant to do the Chalk Festival here in town. I am also a full-time artist now in Gilroy. I have my studio on 6th and Monterey. I have worked 12 years as a designer in tech at Google and Apple, and I've lived in Gilroy since the 2000. So I went to Brownell Middle School. Everything about my upbringing and my love for the arts and culture has brought me to this point. Now, as a father, making sure that the culture that we provide our youth is of the highest level. I was born in San Jose, and I continue to have a strong network in San Jose, and I see a lot of what San Jose does with arts and culture, and I want to bring that next level thinking to Gilroy as well. I also sit on the board for Digital Nest, who will be coming to Gilroy soon.
They are in Gilroy.
Yes, exactly. They are in Gilroy, and I just finished teaching the Intro to Logo Design class to 4 youth, so already trying to get involved in that way. And like I said, I'm a full-time artist now here in Gilroy. My latest piece just is being hosted by St. Mary Parish. If you'd like to go check it out there, it's inside the main entrance. It's a 5.5 foot tall by 3 foot wide Virgen de Guadalupe that I made entirely of chiclets, of gum. So if you want to check that out, you can go check that out there. Lastly, I'd like to say that, as a full-time artist and full-time father who preps my kids, take them to school, I have a very flexible schedule. As long as my kids are in school and there's no emergencies, then I'm good to go. And so I'd love the opportunity to be a part of the commission and dive in head first into what the city council has to offer to the city of Gilroy. So thank you again for the opportunity.
So these commission meetings are in the evenings, you know that?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, that's perfect. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Just
Yeah,
making sure you can commit to it.
My wife is also down, so she understands.
Got it.
She
All right.
understands. She understands what this means. We've talked about it at length. So
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
Hello, good evening, Madam Mayor and fellow council members. My name is Adilene Moreno. I've actually applied to 3 committees today, and I have a preference for the Planning Commissioner as I'm currently serving there. I'm an incumbent, but I don't want to be repetitive, so I'll save the script that I presented for the Planning Commission later. But in terms of the Art Committee, I applied to these multiple committees just because I want to reinforce that I'm dedicated and committed to serving Gilroy and being a part of local politics. I know that there are sometimes applications that get missed or people fall off, so I just want to be reconsidered. Whenever that happens, I'm definitely committed to serving the city of Gilroy. And I do think these commissions are really valuable, and what I can bring to these Arts and Culture Committee is just more diversity. But I definitely do really like the candidates here for the Arts and Committee. So I just wanted to reinforce that I'm available and I'm committed to serving on these other commissions, but primarily the Planning Commission. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. All right. Well, thank you all very much. So that's Arts and Culture. Building Board of Appeals applicants, we just have one, Ronald Robinson. It's only one. If you would like to take the podium again and speak to this particular commission, that is up to you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and council members. This is something that definitely drew my eye to. I'm a union electrician with IBEW Local 332 out here in Santa Clara County. So I've had the privilege and opportunity to be able to build plenty of structures, from commercial buildings to veteran affair buildings, as well as fire stations and schools and residential, you name it. So I'm familiar with electrical code, NFP 70E. This is something that I can get myself into, since I work with over 29 building trades that are out here in the county. You name it, concrete plumbers and sheet metal, drywall, you name it. I'm out there every single day working with them, as well as glaziers. There you go, Tom. As well as working with city inspectors and inspectors throughout the county too, in multiple jurisdictions. So I've seen this as a good opportunity for myself to be able to sharpen skills, learn different codes. I've looked over the websites and seen the new adopted building codes that you have for electrical, mechanical, plumbing, the energy code, historical building, existing buildings, and you name it. So I've dove headfirst into that. It's a lot to read and to really put forward, but this is something I've seen myself in and something I do every single day by being a journeyman electricians out here in the county and building. So I would
Right.
like to offer any time that I have, which is, like I said, I have a short, good schedule that I can get home in time, be able to contribute, add on to, and I look to just serve the people of Gilroy and help council in the best way that I can. So thank you.
Okay, and do you understand that this is a board that meets only as necessary based on someone else's appeal of something?
I'll be ready anytime.
Okay, yeah, no,
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure you understood
Yeah.
that this is a little bit different than the rest of the commissions. Okay,
Got
thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you all. Moving on to Open Government Commission applicants, where we have 2 full-term seats and 1 partial seat open. There are 7 applicants, so hopefully we have 7 people coming up to sit. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay, so again, I will start on the left, and the same question, what I've been asking is, why do you want to serve on this commission, and how will you commit to being on it and seeing your term through?
Okay, yes. Well, this is Joe Robinson again. I served previously on the Historic Heritage Committee, and a good time that we spent there was just sort of spinning our wheels, trying to define terms and so on and so forth, and we felt that we were not qualified in order to see properties come before us and to make decisions about basically the historical significance of properties. And it took a while to determine that what we were supposed to be doing is that we had already outsourced that to this organization that was producing this report for us, so that work was already going to be done for us. And I worked with Carol Marks and Gary Walton, and we talked about making it so that these we would use what was given us in terms of this report, the work that had already been done by professionals, and we would make decisions based on these lists of things. So basically, finally, after 5 years of the committee not seeing a property, we finally did. So with the reason I'm interested in open government is because I think for a democratic institution to function, it has to have transparency. And I already see that they're talking about wanting to get trained about the Brown Act and the Open Government Ordinance and so on and so forth. And so I just would want to be sure that public requests were coming through the committee, that the committee was doing what it was needed to be doing, and that we're actually looking at how the city staff is working in accordance with those laws that bind. Thank you.
All right. Next.
Madam Mayor, Council, Terrence Fugazi. I've been a resident for about 10 years now in Gilroy, and I've been up here a couple of times. Applied for 3 different commissions. This one probably is down a little bit lower than the others, to be quite honest, but because I was told that you guys are needing a lot of commissioners, I thought I would make sure that my abilities were made available to you guys. You obviously have my background there. In this particular instance, for this one, the open government thing, as this gentleman just said, is so important, right? To have the transparency, to be able to query your government and to get those responses back, and to have an overseeing body that's kind of keeping an eye to make sure that that's happening in government. I think we're doing a really good job here. I did actually go out and look at some of the videos from some of the things that happened and some of the training that goes around this commission. And, I think it's something that we're already doing really well at. And somebody else may be better suited for this than me. I actually do have the time to put towards this, as it says in my packet there. It's kind of semi-retired now, so I have a little more time, and certainly have time in the evening. I've been spending more time here in your chambers in the last couple of months, especially due to some fortunate activities of getting rid of a company that I was a member of for 9 or 10 years. So now I've got some extra time, so I'll leave it for everybody else to come up here, and I'll speak more on some of the others.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Sandra Ramirez, and I'm applying for this position, I guess, as an introduction into getting to the city board to find out what goes on behind closed doors, I guess. Currently, I am on 3 different boards at work. I'm on the International Engineering and Technology, Federal Local Union 30, and I'm part of the Hispanic Advisory Group over at NASA, and part of the AIM Veterans Treasurer at NASA. So basically, I started off as a trustee in the other boards, so I figured maybe this would be a good time for me to see what goes on over here. I like to learn new things, so basically, and I'm also applying for 2 other positions too. So.
All right, thank you.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Council. My name is Shane Samavia. This is the only position I'm applying for on open government. I consider myself a long-term resident of Gilroy. The reason why I want to apply for this position is I've been a benefactor of the services of Gilroy and the programs of Gilroy growing up here in the 70s and 80s. I left in 1988. I joined the military right out of high school. I served 14 assignments, 8 of which were overseas. My last 5 years were at the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. I retired after 29 years of active military service. I retired in 2017, and since I retired, I came back to Gilroy and wanted to find ways of giving of my time and talents. And one way I have is as a volunteer at the Gilroy Library. I volunteer with the Santa Clara County Reading Program. Last year, I also volunteered to be a member of the Civil Grand Jury for the 2021 term. And I feel that the training and experience I gained in that capacity aligned very well with the open government roles and responsibilities outlined in the Gilroy City Code, Chapter 17A. As far as commitment, I was committed to a 4-year term in the military and served 29. So I'm very committed in things that I take on. And in my packet, as you can see, my goal number 1 is to complete my 4-year term. So I've actually put it in writing as well. Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, thank you, and thank you for your service, the prior service. Okay.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. My name is Rebecca Garcia. I am interested in being on the Open Government Commission, primarily because I'm passionate about public service, and seeing those young ladies speak was awesome. I would love to see younger people more engaged, and my friends, they're not necessarily young at my age, but that's my favorite part, ensuring that the community is engaged and that we increase public participation. I happen to be a city staff member, so I know you are very transparent. You have no choice, so I think you're rock stars at that. But I do think there's an opportunity to try to engage more of our Gilroy folks. So you have my other information, so I won't repeat it. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you to all of the Open Government Commission applicants. All right. Next is Parks and Recreation, which has 1 seat open, a full term. So that has six applicants, I believe. We'll see who is all here. And okay, so we will start on the left and move on down.
So again, Terrence Fugazi, thank you again for this opportunity. Main reason I'm here for this particular commission actually came about because of changes that happened at Dog Park. So I actually came to the commission meeting a couple of months ago because some changes that happened at the dog park and wanted to find out. So there's a little bit of passion there for me in that respect because some of the other cities have a leg up on us in that area of parks and recreation. So in general, one of the things I saw in one of the videos too that was really interesting to me is how great our parks are seen by other cities and things that I researched out on the internet. And the commission already does such a great job. It's I encourage anybody else to go to those commission meetings because there are people who are really committed to making us have great parks. And I'd love to join that. And again, I have time and opportunity to walk around in a lot of parks and look at them. So, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. My name is Luis Ramirez. I am the incumbent on the Parks and Rec Committee for a whole 2 months. So all I did was just get me more inspired to join the commission. I joined the commission primarily because I wanted to give back to my community. Just retired from 32 years as a financial executive, and so now I'm ready to give back. And so I said this the first time I was here. I do the retirement walk all over the city, and I see all the parks. And I know that there's issues with our dog parks, Terrence. And I have to say with that same passion. We have this wonderful needs assessment that was done that's commissioned by the city a couple years ago, and it's got just all this great information in it. And I know that financially we can't do the things we want to do in that assessment. I want to be part of that. And if that's going to happen in the next 4 or 5 years, I'd like to be part of that and lend my expertise, lend my passion for a city that I love. So that's why I threw my hat in the ring again.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Vincent Sasso, and I'm able to commit because I retired 20 years ago. And I want to keep busy. So I do a lot of things for the community now, as you've read in my application. But I'm really more concerned also not only with the parks and so on, with the Gilroy Senior Center. I'm president of the Senior Advisory Board, have been for many years because no one else wanted to replace me, and now I'm still there. But anyways, it's open, and I'm happy for that. I do a lot for the community. I'm involved with everything in regards to picking up items, going to grocery stores. I want to give back to the community because I've had a very good life, very fortunate in the farming industry. And people don't have what we have, and you don't realize it until you meet them and you talk to them and so on. And I've been doing it for years, and I continued that I want to be able to do it. And it makes you feel good inside that you're doing something for people. And in regards to the parks, I love the parks. I love outdoors. I have a new granddaughter that we could take to the park, and I can always bring the doggy bags just in case. You know, we could clean up a little bit once in a while. We could plant trees or whatever, but I am committed to the position, and I enjoy what I do, and I'm very thankful that I'm able to do it. I still have a lot of years left, even though I'm 75. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Hello again, Dilene Moreno. Another commission that I applied for, but I applied for it because I really see the value of parks and recreation in the city of Gilroy. I have actually lived in Eastside for almost my whole life, and so San Isidro Park is a really big resource for my community, and just the events that they do there. You know, I really tried to, in high school, I really tried to get a pilot program going for that area specifically because not a lot of work was happening in San Isidro Park, but now looking forward, there's a lot of programs at San Isidro Park, and I'm really happy at what we've been able to provide for the park. Additionally, you know, Christmas Hill Park is one of the best parks that I can ever say that, like, just going through the whole Bay Area. Christmas Hill Park is by far one of the places that I have the most memories with living here in Gilroy. So yeah, I just want to also reinforce that I'm available for this commission. I'm committed to serving my local government. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Hello again.
Hello.
Sandra Ramirez. I pretty much enjoy the parks. I've been out on the parks a lot since I was a little kid. Even with my kids, I coach their soccer teams. So I've been out like in the Cupertino area, San Jose area. So I compare those parks to the parks over here. I would like to have some of those parks from Cupertino to over here. They're very nice. We do have some nice parks here, but if we have to keep them up just like everybody else. And if we don't have anybody that's committed to keeping up the parks, it's going to look bad on us. But I also love walking down the trail right there by Christmas Park, and it's a very nice trail. So you get to meet a lot of people there.
Great, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, all the applicants. It's interesting that everybody's talking about the parks and not really the recreation programs. So just curious, it's both, just so you are all aware. Okay, Planning Commission applicants. That's what we've got next, and there are 9. Again, if you could all come and sit up. This one has 2 seats that are full term and 1 seat that's for next year. Again, because of a commissioner who wasn't able to be present at most of the meetings. So we all know that working together starts with being able to attend. So that's why the ask for a commitment and that you've thought about that commitment. Okay, so if you don't mind, Manny, we know you're the incumbent. If you would start this off, that would be wonderful.
Sure. Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. My name is Manny Bandel. I am currently the chair of the Planning Commission, and I'm seeking a reappointment for a 4-year term. Over my last few years, I've gotten to know a better understanding of our community issues and ordinances. As you all know from my presentation a few weeks ago, we've got a lot of work ahead of us, especially in the housing element realm and a lot of the new and changing ordinances. I have a lot of goals in mind, but to keep it simple tonight, my main goal is to continue making progress within our community by being able to critically think, analyze projects brought before us, so they are fundamentally in line with council and city goals. My commitment to the position, over the last term, I've missed only 1 commission meeting, so as you can tell, I am committed fully. That's all I got.
All right.
Questions?
No. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I should have said 1 of the incumbents. I realize we have 2 incumbents out here, so thank you. All right, next.
Hi, good evening. I'm Michelle Montez. I've lived in Gilroy for 30 years. I moved here, raised my family here. My kids attended public school here. I've seen a lot of growth in that time, and I'm really excited about the changes that have taken place, especially downtown in the last couple of years. Full disclosure, I'm a real estate broker. I'm constantly asked, what does Gilroy have to offer over these other cities out here? And I'm able to explain, what's good about it and why my family is still here. And I just, really want to be participating. My commitment I take very seriously. My time is very flexible with my job. My husband and I are recently empty nesters, so we do have a lot of time to, do whatever we need to do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Kelly Ramirez, and thank you for the opportunity to apply for the Planning Commission. And the reason I have decided to apply is that several years ago, I was fortunate enough to retire after doing 17 years of education in Gilroy and then 15 years of nonprofit management. And my passion for Gilroy is very, very strong, and I am very vested in the community. I've lived here for over 45 years. My husband was also raised here, and we together raised 3 children who are now out of the house, so we also are empty nesters. And because I am retired, I do have the time to commit to this. And I would like to point out that in one of my previous roles as the Chief Development Officer at the YWCA Silicon Valley, in addition to a number of public, private, and government grants, a number of the grants that I, in my capacity, oversaw the application management and reporting of are the CDBG grants from various cities throughout the county, and so I do have experience in that. And in those roles and in several leadership roles that I've had, I have had to make sure that we have adhered to certain protocol and requirements. And in this capacity on the Planning Commission, I think I can pay attention to the detail that is required, checking and making sure the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed as things are put forward to make sure that it's following the goals of the council as well as adhering to the planning or the city, the current city plan and the zoning requirements, et cetera. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. All right, our next incumbent.
Hello, Mayor and council members. Adilene Moreno here. I am the planning commissioner, second planning commissioner incumbent. Back in 2020, when I applied for the planning commission, a lot of it was fueled by my desire to be participating in local politics and government. I mean, go hand in hand, but just be more involved with my community. But I've also, sorry. I just also been a long-term resident here. And so I've lived here, I was born here, and I plan to continue staying here. You know, Gilroy is the only place that I can really truly call my home. And I want to continue to stay here in this community. While a lot of my application, you know, was fueled by my educational aspirations, I say that my personal experience with development issues also was really my original reason for going into planning and pursuing a career in that field. My family was pushed out of Gilroy, so I'm actually one of the few members that still live in Gilroy. And like I said, I'm committed to staying here and building on the community that we have. And I eventually one day hope that my children can also be here and call this a home. So yeah, I have experiences, as my application is noted. I am very active in my school and working on my master's for urban planning, so I'm very familiar. But yeah, I just gained a lot of experience in the Planning Commission so far, and I really want to continue that experience and continue to support the City Council and our government. And as I have mentioned, I'm not going anywhere. I want to stay in Gilroy. I'm committed to our government, and I'm committed to serving here. So I have regularly attended our meetings, and I am just ready to be a part of Gilroy. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, sir.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Zoyan Zhang, and I'm applying for the Planning Commission. Okay. The reason I'm applying for this is I have been resident and homeowner in Gilroy for almost 20 years. And I have seen all those, like you, council members, serving our community. And I have seen that our city pioneers that have worked and built a great foundation for our city. A good example would be the Gilroy outlets. It's a great business adventure that not only brought a lot of revenues to our community, but also that bring a lot of relevant businesses, and it has also provided a lot of working opportunities for locals and for our kids. So I would, like to carry on what our city pioneers have started and moved forward to bring prosperity and bring build a great future for our community. As for qualification, I graduated from Purdue with 1 PhD and 2 masters, and I currently holding a title of senior manager and vice president of HSBC North American Holdings, which HSBC is an international bank that headquartered in London. So you might already know that. Then for the commitment, I'm actually on disability leave, but now I had a spinal cord injury and I had extensive surgeries and being on disability leave since. I used to carry a cane, but I thought today I want to make an effort to show that I can still make some contribution to our city. So I managed to just limbo over and show my commitment.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, thank you. Thank you very much for applying.
Once again, third time, Terrence Fugazi. So as I told you guys, I've been here about 10 years in Gilroy. I've lived in 5 different cities across the United States before that. Grew up in Southern California, moved out to Lawrenceville, Georgia, went to back to Simi Valley, California, then out to the Salt Lake area for 14 years, and then out here. And I mention that because until I moved here, I never really felt like I was in a city that I loved. And it's one of these things when people ask me about Gilroy, I say the interesting thing about Gilroy that I love so much, and this does really apply to this particular position, is the integration of so many different people from so many different walks of life. You know, from farmers to high-tech people like me, to people of all different colors, from all different backgrounds. And it creates an incredible challenge for a city to try to meet all of these needs and ways of seeing things and everything. And I commend you guys incredibly for what you guys do to try to bring that together. And Councilman Leroy Munoz kind of spoke to that briefly about trying to bring all of that together. And you know, for myself, that doesn't hit home more, I think, than the downtown situation over the course of the many, many years that people have been trying to do more and more and make people not go to Morgan Hill, right? I mean, that's pretty much what it comes down to for the most part. And that does create an incredible challenge. And it's one of the reasons, now that I am so connected to Gilroy more than any other place, now that I have more time to give back that I've never had before anywhere else. My son is 22 years old and don't have to worry too much about him anymore. That I see the Planning Commission and some of the things coming up. I know there's, you know, the ice rink project that's happening. There's downtown that's happening. There's all the low-income housing situations that are happening. And then there's business and all of the business that, you know, we need to try to bring and encourage for the reasons that they might want to come to Gilroy. And really, I don't have any experience in government or planning or codes or anything like that. That's way outside of my thing. But what I do know is I do know business. That's what I've done. That's what I've done my entire life. And I know what business people want, and I know what they don't want, and I know how they integrate into a city or they don't. And from my perspective, that's the thing I really, you know, I know that I can bring is this ability, this acumen of business that I have myself to the position, as well as understanding the role of those particular types of people in the community. And again, I have plenty of time to do it, and you know, put put it to the grindstone, as they say. So, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Sandra. I know you by name now.
I'm here again, Sandra Ramirez. It's great to hear how everybody thinks about, oh, business, bringing business. I mean, what does the people really want also? I've lived in San Jose. I'm from San Jose. And I lived on a farm. So it was nice. Now that I see how San Jose is all concrete jungle, basically. A lot of the area's been destroyed with buildings, all this new technology coming in. You know, what are we doing? Destroying beautiful areas. And what drove me to Gilroy was because of the way it was, how I grew up in the farm area. I remember my parents, my mother was, used to work in the apricots, so that was my memory. And I tell that to my kids. And sometimes my kids are like, what? What did you do? I go, hey, we used to go climb the trees. Oh, you did that? So, I mean, it's great to have businesses, but we got to really understand, what do we really want Gilroy as? Do we want it as a city like San Jose, San Francisco? Or do we want it like also Los Altos? That's a nice area. Cupertino's still nice too, Saratoga. But they still have their roots. And I think maybe being on the Planning Commission, I would like to say, let's keep our roots still too, and try to build a business too also, but to make Gilroy stand out by itself. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay. That's everybody who applied for Planning Commission. So that's done with the interviews. I should have done item 1 first. I see that now that I sort of skipped it. So interviews are done. Well, before I move on to go back to item 1, does anybody else have any other questions? Interviews are done. Okay. Yes?
I just have a clarification. Sorry, I didn't hear you say it. The Arts and Culture Commission has 4 spots, is that correct? 2 that are expiring?
The Arts and Culture has 2 full terms, 1 seat that expires in 12 of 24, and the other one 12 of 25.
Okay, because that was missing from the...
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Okay. Do I need to take public comment on?
No, you don't
I
have
don't
to
think
do
so.
that.
Okay.
Madam Mayor.
Okay. So we do have this. We need to actually formally accept 3 applications for open seats that were received after the November 30th application deadline. Right?
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Okay.
But I believe that doesn't need to be a roll call vote or anything.
I think you can just do that informally. In fact, I think you've de facto done it.
Oh, okay. So I just didn't call that to anybody's attention at the time, and so I thought I needed to go back. Okay, good. So we've done that, we've done the interviews, and that's all we do for now. I can't thank you all enough, especially those of you who are flexible and have applied to multiple commissions. We absolutely need you, especially those of you who can commit, which I assume is going to be all, and we will make our appointments on January 9th. Okay? Thank you, and happy holidays. Okay. Oh, yeah, there is a video of the city if you want to stay and watch. Okay. City Administrator's Report.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of City Council. We have a few brief announcements before we finish 2022 with the year-end highlight video. Those that are leaving are going to be very disappointed because you're missing a good one. So I would first like to ask Fire Chief Wyatt. He is something he would like to tell council about, so I'll let him do that himself, and then I'll go through my few things before we get to the video.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and Council. Just real quick, I wanted to, you'll see a video where I describe one of the devices that we recently purchased called the Lucas device. It's a artificial method for doing CPR on people that have had cardiac arrest from sudden stopping of their heart. I just wanted to correct something. We went through the data today and found there was an error in our assessment. We've actually, since we developed, or since we brought on the Lucas device through help with Leanne at HR and, of course, our own fire department personnel, Since taking on the Lucas device in August, we've had 14 cases of cardiac arrest. Of those 14 cases, we've saved 10 people. It's just amazing. Just a comparison of Santa Clara County and the United States in general, that gives us a save rate of 64%. If you compare that to Santa Clara County, that's only 6%. And if you compare that to the nation, it's only 3%. So I think I reported to you back in 2020 that we had saved roughly 30%. We've doubled that since August. Anyway, just wanted to update you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chief Wyatt. Second, I would just remind everybody that the Gilroy Firefighters Local 2005 is conducting a toy drive. You've probably seen the boxes and bins in the city buildings, and there's some in local businesses, so please, if you have the opportunity to drop off a unwrapped new toy, that goes through December 22nd. Third, I want to thank the Community Development Department for sponsoring the Empower Homebuyer webinar that was held on the 8th. We had 126 attendees after 242 applications or registrations. It was done in Spanish and English, and so a lot of information was shared about homebuyer programs through our Community Development Department and our partners in Morgan Hill. The last administrative piece I want to tell you is that for those of us who sit up here and for the city clerks, this is the last time we will ever use this system, and we will not miss it. It has created much gray hair and frustration and anxiety, and so we have a new one coming. And so I do want to let the public and council know that all these investments we made are starting to come together, and you're going to see a lot of the even more improvements in our audiovisual capabilities when you come back in January. We did do the test drive of the Wordly system, which allows us to have real-time translation services for numerous languages. And so we won't necessarily have to wait on or rely on a translator. The computer will do it, and from our test, it's pretty good. It's really good, actually. And so there's going to be a lot of opportunities in the next few months for people to enjoy the new technology that we have. And so, yeah, we won't miss this whole system. So, okay. Now, the fun part is that we traditionally send you off into your holiday break with a year-end video, and I want to thank Rochelle Bedell, who is the city's communication engagement manager. She put this all together, made some of us look good, which wasn't so easy, but really, one thing I think we fail to do as a group is really acknowledge our accomplishments, and we wait till the end of the year to do that sometimes, but that's okay. That's what we have videos for, but I really want to thank the council for their supportive staff. I don't think the community knows how much work this is for everybody and how good of a team that we have with staff and council. It takes a team effort. It can't be adversarial or nothing gets done, and I think you're going to see in this video we got a lot done. And so I hope you enjoy your break. I hope you're ready to go because we're going to start right back up in January. And for the public, our strategic planning session with the City Council will be on January 28th. If you want to go to one meeting a year, that's the one to really go to because that's where the ideas come from. The rest of the stuff is the implementation. It's fun to build things, but somebody has to have an idea and somebody has to kind of carry that vision with each other. So I do encourage the public to attend that meeting. It will be webcasted as well. So with that, I am going to ask Rochelle to get ready to go here. It is an 8-minute video. I know it's long, but it's worth it, and it goes really fast, and it's really exciting. So again, thank you, Rochelle, for putting this together.
City Administrator for the City of Gilroy. It's been a very busy year for all of us, and this video will give you an opportunity to hear from the city's executive team about some of their accomplishments, some of the major projects that you've seen completed in the city, and some of the things that are underway. So please sit back and enjoy a few minutes with our executive team as they talk about all the great things that we accomplished in 2022.
Hi, I'm Leanne McPhillips, the Administrative Services Director and Assistant City Administrator for the City of Gilroy. This year, we launched a new digital solution for human resources, providing an online platform for tracking and processing employee hours and compensation. We also implemented an employee alternative work schedule program, encouraging increased work-life balance and improving our recruitment opportunities. Gilroy welcomed 36 new full-time employees and 15 new part-time employees to the Gilroy family this past year. We are very excited that these employees have chosen the City of Gilroy as their employer. Our information technology team completed a comprehensive cybersecurity assessment detailing the next steps and best practices for creating a more secure environment for our information and technology, and almost completely overhauled the audiovisual equipment in the council chambers to provide better meeting access and delivery. In fleet, in addition to keeping all of our vehicles running, we purchased 2 new Type 1 fire engines, 1 new police vehicle, and ordered 5 additional police vehicles. And our facilities team completed a variety of upgrades to city-owned properties, including new plaster on the pool at Christopher High School, a new fence for the parking lot at 7th and Church Streets, plumbing repairs at Old City Hall, and a renovation project to create a new conference room at the Senior Center. Lastly, we completed an energy efficiency audit that detailed 11 energy conservation measures that will save the city $8 million over the next 15 years. I am honored to work with such an amazing team of employees. Our employees are truly our most important resource. Thank you, Gilroy, for such a great year. Hi, I'm Sharon Gurney, Community Development Director for the City of Gilroy. This year in Community Development, we completed our draft housing element and submitted it to the state. The housing element will guide Gilroy's housing plans for the next 8 years. We also completed the review for 26 major planning applications for a variety of development projects. We have also developed REACH codes. REACH codes are code enhancements that reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Council has adopted a new set of building codes, including REACH codes, to ensure that buildings in Gilroy will safeguard the health and safety for Gilroy residents and businesses. In addition to these projects, we issued 2,300 building permits and completed 16,700 building inspections. We allocated over $438,000 in federal grant funding to public service agencies and capital improvement projects. We allocated $474,000 of a state grant funding over 2 years to local nonprofits. We conducted 360 site visits to resolve illegal dumping and debris issues and removed over 1,000 cubic yards of garbage in coordination with Public Works. Our team responded to hazardous materials and environmental health emergencies, including 4 industrial spills and 3 sewer overflows. Thank you, Gilroy, for showing your passion and support to make our community better for everyone.
Hello, I'm Daryl Jordan, the Public Works Director for the City of Gilroy. This year, we were able to complete a new digital tracking system. It provides a platform that we can manage our inquiries, work orders, and allocate resources throughout our community for different projects. Our water department has done an incredible job this year of replacing 50 steel water service lines and upgrading them to provide clean drinking water throughout our community. The Gourmet downtown parking lot is underway. It's near completion. We're about 80% complete at this time. Expected to be done early next year in February. The street repair program is an extensive program to improve over 149 segments. We've completed most of those, but some of it has been delayed due to weather, which will finish next spring, and we have been able to complete all the 67 planned curb ramps for ADA accessibility. Lastly, we started developing a downtown parking management plan. This will allow us to provide more efficient parking downtown and provide a more exceptional experience for our community. It takes dedication and commitment to successfully complete these projects, so we're so thankful for the local community for their support in helping us make this possible.
Hi, I'm Virgil Sumner, Finance Director for the City of Gilroy. This year in finance, we started off our year with a move to the north wing of the City Hall. We relocated over 16 workspaces and all the equipment and connections needed to continue to seamlessly serve our customers. In addition, we completed an update to the citywide user fee schedule. This update ties our fees directly to the costs associated with delivering certain city services. We also adopted a pension funding policy and took steps to position the city to be able to refinance its pension obligations in the future. At the close of this year, we reflect on all the good that we have done together. We have accomplished a lot, and we couldn't do this without you.
Hi, I'm Jim Wyatt, Fire Chief for the City of Gilroy. This year, we received approval for a new interim fire station. The interim fire station will consist of a new modular building housing 3 firefighters and will improve our ability to provide services to the community. In addition, we implemented a new digital scheduling system to facilitate staffing for day-to-day operations, large-scale incident, and statewide mutual aid support. We obtained grant funding for Lucas devices. Lucas devices are an electronic artificial resuscitation device that provides support during incidents of cardiac arrest. These devices have been deployed on all our engines, and since August, we've had 5 CPR saves. We've also initiated participation in the statewide mutual aid Fireline Medic program to provide medical assistance and rescue during wildland firefighting operations. And lastly, we continue to support the Gilroy Police Department with the SWAT Medic and drone programs. On behalf of the Gilroy Fire Department, I want to extend a sincere, heartfelt thank you to the individuals and businesses of Gilroy that make this a great community to live and work. Thank you, Gilroy, for a great year.
I am Chief Espinosa, Police Chief for the City of Gilroy. This year we implemented our new records management system, a system that is designed to increase the efficiency, accessibility, and transparency of our police records. We also made available a new public portal on our website. We launched a new wellness app and purchased additional safety equipment to continue to promote and support the overall health and wellness of all our police officers. Our in-person engagement efforts also resumed this year, and we're fortunate to host both the teen and community police academies, Coffee and High School with a Cop, and our yearly National Night Out. We're proud to announce a great partnership that allowed us to launch the new South County Restorative Justice Juvenile Diversion Program. This program is designed to steer our local youth away from the juvenile justice system and provide them with services. We're very fortunate as a police department to have such a supportive community. We couldn't do what we do without those relationships and partnerships that we built along the way. Thank you, Gilroy, for a very great year.
Now that you've heard of many of the projects that we've accomplished in 2022 from the city's executive team, I'd like to point out a couple of the more well-known projects that are in the community that began in 2022 and look to complete in 2023. First is Gourmet Alley, which is a $3.9 million project funded by Clean California, and that will revitalize the alleys on Railroad and also in Gourmet Alley. That project is currently under design and will begin construction in the second quarter of 2023. The second large project that has been on pause for a few months is the Sharks Ice Arena at the sports park. That project just finished the Surplus Lands Act process, and we have verification from the state that we are in compliance with that act. And we also had the successful passage of Measure D at the November election, which allows the city to look for alternate purchasing options in such large projects. So with those two steps completed, the city will resume discussions with the Sharks at the beginning of 2023, and we expect to make significant progress in early 2023 in getting that project ready for construction. Lastly, I want to talk about this is our street park project that is nearly $4 million annually and will continue into 2023 when the weather gets a little bit better in the spring. In closing, you've heard about many significant infrastructure projects as described by the city's executive team, and we expect to do many more in the future. January of 2023, the City Council will embark on strategic planning sessions for the next two-year budget cycle, and as is the case with many of these projects, they started in planning and are at the point where they're almost completed. So we expect to have many more things on our agenda, on our work plan, and we'd love to have your input. So please get involved in the budget meetings and the budget hearings, and let us know what you'd like to have in your community. It's been a great year, and we're looking forward to an even better year in 2023. Happy New Year, Gilroy.
That concludes my report.
All right, City Attorney's report.
That would be a tough act to follow, I have to say. So we'll just close out the year by wishing everybody happy holidays, to everyone up here, to the Gilroy staff, and to the whole community. That concludes my report.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, everyone. Happy end of 2022. We are adjourned. Enjoy your holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Staying in town?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Unless we get like a last minute.